All right, what's up? Okay, this is Mr. Adams coming from the bunker here. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. I was going to tell you something that other people's heard already, and I think people are tired of hearing about it. So we are going to just go on to class here. Okay. We are going to start doing some CAD stuff. All right. Now there are several different CAD options. Okay. We can go from super easy, like we're going to do today, all the way up to super hard, and we will get to some of that a little bit. Okay, we're going to first start with Tinkercad, and some of you may have used it a little bit, some may have used it a lot, some of you might be using it soon in your other class, so I had to hit to it first, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so Tinkercad, you're going to sign in with Google, all right? Just sign in with Google, use your Jeffco stuff, boom, there you are, and you're going to come up to this screen, I am pretty sure. All right. Now, notice that I use Tinkercad a bunch. I love it. It is great because you can do stuff, or you can just move stuff quickly and take stuff, put stuff in, take stuff away, kind of move things around. Okay. Now, obviously, it is not the best option for everything every single time. There are times, like for instance, Mr. Brysky wanted me to make an extra part to his Yeti cooler, and making screws does not work very well in Tinkercad. If you have very specific where you want a hole very specifically, Tinkercad is not great for that. If you want some very specific things, but there's a lot of things, kind of tricks. Probably the greatest thing is you can take a file from somewhere else and put it in there and then modify it quickly. All right, probably. Well, so you can also use it for the laser cutter, which is pretty sweet. So anyway, that's what. If you look here, I don't know if anyone knows the hip hop supergroup Run the Jewels. But look, here it is. Boom! I was able to make a Run the Jewels fist here. My chain, my gold chain. Run the Jewels. And I made one for my bestie, Mr. Brysky, as well. So if we ungroup it, see, so there's the Run the Jewels part. And then we can, oh, oops. Oh, so I'll just move the box. So anyway, so it is super fast because you can just stick things in, you can lock it in, you can move it. So it is good for the fast stuff if you want to make, I don't know, if you want to make some fast stuff, all right, or if you want to cut stuff off. I'm also making these little light boxes. It's a box, but actually, you guys see, there's lots and lots of pieces to this box that you can put in. It may even end up being easier the other way, but so I have one that I can laser cut out, or I can make it the other way. So that was pretty good. So that is the tour of the Tinkercad. You guys are going to do a little Tinkercad. You're going to take a little tour yourself here. So we're going to go here, create design. I'm saying so too much. Got to work on that. It's not good for a jewel runner. Alrighty. So over here, here is our thing, our work plane. Oh, last thing, last but not least about Tinkercad. It's way easier with a mouse. Okay, so I would try and find a mouse, look around the house. I will do it without a mouse, just to feel your pain today. So I can zoom around the workspace. Actually, let's start just so we can see it a little bit. Well, I don't know. I think you see this fine. You can move the workspace around by using the two fingers, clicking on this, and then you can grab and move the box around. Okay, you can go to home. Just that didn't do too much there. Maybe I have to click the home button, I guess. I don't know what that one does then. Oh, that fills it all in the view. Yeah. So once you get stuff going, they kind of are the same thing. You can zoom in, boom, zoom out, boom, and you can go isometric if you want, or perspective view. I don't know. All right. So anyway, we'll go back home. So, oh my gosh. I don't know if I even want that. Click that out. We're back. Oh, okay. Orthographic, not isometric. So, we've got this. We can grab whatever we want and put it in there. All right. So once we grab it, these boxes are going to change the size. Oh, let's actually talk a little bit more about the workspace. Okay, we have the grid right here, and here is the grid. I can edit that, and I can change it from millimeters to inches, and then default. It is pretty funny because if you have amps, you will be doing this in amps. That's the class I was talking about. Mr. A is like, oh, it's a pain in the butt. They changed to millimeters. And then my honor STEM coworker, Miss Fisher, who, if you're a freshman, you don't know who she is. She gets really mad about when you do anything in inches. So it kind of depends where you came from. You know. Okay, so you can also move this around by clicking on the other, kind of the right click, and then moving it around. So you can also right click and move. All right. Okay, so these dots right. Oh, and then here the snap to grid. I have all of these buttons here, so I can snap like if I want to uh, be so that way I can put things together and they'll snap close together, and it'll be a little bit easier to put things in there. Sometimes it's easier to turn it off. Uh, I'll say you probably need snap to grid if you don't have a mouse. If you have a mouse, you can probably get away with not doing it. You can zoom in a lot. Okay, zooming in works like zooming in on anything else, just the 2-finger slide. All right, so I have a box here. These white dots are the different sizes. So if I click on one of these, see how it locks it, and I can take my fingers off. I can change these to any numbers I want. 30, 15, go 10. Right? So I can change the size. I can also just grab and move. All right, which is good if you're just kind of eyeballing anyway. You can just grab and move. I think doing it with the numbers makes it a little bit easier later on. Okay, and then you can. I will give you a hint. If the white dots are showing, don't try and move it because then you just end up making a different size. So click off of it, and then to move it, you can grab by clicking on it and move around. All right. Okay, and so then I can move it up and down with this black cone. Bloop, 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 bloop. So I move it up, and then I can move it over. I kind of broke my own rule there because the white dots are showing, but whatever. Okay, so move it around. Notice it does give me the numbers if I want to be super specific on how many numbers I move it, and that kind of stuff. So once you get that down, it is a lot more accurate than when you first start and you're just eyeballing it. Like, what's going on there? Okay. All right, so I can take several pieces here, and I can make myself. And then a lot of the tricks, like computer tricks, work. So, like if I hold the shift button, if I don't hold the shift button, and I try and make my circle smaller, I run the risk of making not a circle anymore, or a cylinder, I guess. Okay. Now, the most important two keys in this whole process is Control Z, which is undo. All right. Basically, I use that all the time. So when I hold this and it doesn't work, boom, Control Z. So if I hold on to the shift button, it locks size, and then I can make them the size I want. All right. See? And then the white dots show, and you try and move it, and then you end up making the size. That's what I'm talking about. So unclick, move, put it underneath. See how we have the shadow there, so I can move it into the shadow. It's annoying how the shadow goes away when you click on the other thing, though, because that's what I'm aiming for here. That's okay, and then I can pull it up. Woo! There's a leg. All right. Then I can click, kind of click off, click on again, duplicate up here, Control D, and then it duplicates in the exact same spot. And then I can just grab, move it over, and I can eyeball. Okay. One of the other super awesome things you can do is you highlight all of them, and then this align button up here can align, so I can align the legs. So now they're in line. Okay, spoiler, we're making a robot. So we got a robot right there. Boom. If I want, I can change the colors. The one thing is we only have one color, so when you print it, it's all the same color. So, okay. All right, so now I have two legs of a robot. And then I can pick. No, we're going to be kind of lame about this right now. I will make my cylinder. Okay, I made these 10, so I'm going to be lazy and make these 10 as well. I would practice doing it both ways. I'll put it right there. I'm going to grab. Now, if I want, if you notice when you pull over this, there are different axes you can do. Oh, I forgot I said I wasn't going to use my mouse. Unplugging it. Unplugging it. All right. So I can come over here. I can left click, scoot it over. I can also use the box. And then when you click on this, I can use, see how it shows it this way. And then we can go like 40 degrees. Oops, see, it's backwards. So if it's backwards, we go, oh, see, I was grabbing for my mouse. Once you click off of it, it's kind of like this is 0 now. So now we got to go negative 80 degrees to make up for that 40. I could have done our good old best friend, Control Z, but I did not. All right, so we got one arm. Boom. Okay, Control D to duplicate that. Another arm. Now notice how the 2 hit the bottom, which you can't see my finger. Right here, that means it moved out. If I do it right and it doesn't disappear, I can fix it, and then I can put that there. I could also be official and say, well, I know I never want it there. Right? For right now, you're probably not going to do that because that's kind of that's an advanced move. Now we're going to what's called group those. So highlight all of them. Click the group button. Boop. And now it's all one piece. I can move them around. Hello, my name is Robot. Beep, 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 beep. All right. This is also the super brief. We're going to do a lot more in a bit here. I'm going to let you take care of the head. So you're going to do the head. I'm going to show you one last thing that I want you to do. We can put holes anywhere we want. All right, so we can make something hollow. We can take some parts out, put some parts in. There are some tricks to that. Like I can teach you guys how we can shave these corners off to make it look a lot nicer. No, maybe we'll do that. Well, okay, we're going to shave the corners off. It's not going to look that much nicer. So we have a box now, and what we can do is we can take our box. Okay, remember, you don't want the white dot showing when you try and move the box. So we can take our box, we can shrink it down. This might be too hard for you guys, but we'll try it anyway. Let's just put a hole through them for right now. All right, I'm gonna make my box 5 by 5. Well, we want 5, and then I want the height to also be 5. Okay, and turn off the white dots. I'm gonna go. I'm going to make sure that the front of my hole and back of the hole, and then we're gonna move it up quickly. All right. Okay. So I have a hole through the middle right there. Okay. Doesn't look like a hole right now because everything's shaded in. I can line that up with the robot. So I can go to a line and I can click the middle button here. Now it's in the middle. Okay. Now, the one thing and the bad, I don't know, the one thing about Tinkercad is this is in between the two arms, not the box. Okay. So it doesn't like once you group everything together, then that's what you're dealing with. You're not dealing with the other stuff. So now, going to group those together. Boom. And I got a hole in the middle. All right. Okay. So you can watch this video more than once. What I want you to do is I want you to make a head for the robot. All right. So you need to use at least 3 different types of shapes, and you need to group it all together so then it's all one thing. Then you're going to take a screenshot of your robot and its head. Okay. So robot, at least 3 different shapes, actually linked together, and then this robot too. Screenshot. All right. Thanks.